I was the first person to witness the ScreenX experience in Illinois. Let me explain, because I'll be honest, I had no clue what the hell this was. The first time I even heard about it was in the email. So I did some investigating, and they also gave us a press release when we got there, so. CJ4Dplex, a bit of a mouthful, and Marcus Theaters strengthened partnership with 3 new ScreenX locations. The expansion brings new 270-degree panoramic auditoriums to Shakopee, Minnesota, Columbus, Ohio, and the first ever ScreenX in Illinois. I could shed a tear. Here's what it is. It's an auditorium with a screen, as you do, and then like 4 big-ass projectors lighting up the walls to your side. And what they are projecting are these very slightly muddied up versions of what it would look like if you extended the picture of what you're watching to feel fully immersed. It's for the people who are like, I'm probably never gonna visit the Sphere anyway. This is the footage that I'm legally allowed to show you. I'm pretty sure these guys had guns. They work directly with the studios for this, and have lined up this experience for dozens of films coming out. No, I'm not being paid to say any of this shit, by the way. I was just invited, and that was cool. I'll work a little backwards here, because I'm pretty sure some of you just want to know if it sucked or not, and I got you. I got you, my impatient little buster. It doesn't suck. I actually thought it was kind of cool. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, the size? I don't know if I can watch a movie like this. You're not supposed to have your fat head on a swivel during your watch. You're supposed to stay locked onto the screen, but feel the immersion at your peripheral. But yes, in the beginning, and every once in a while, you'll still... Like, comparing it to other available theater experiences, for the right film, I'll probably look for an IMAX screening or whatever the equivalent is there. Usually just because the sound is much better and I care about that. I haven't watched a 3D film since Jackass, which was great. Whoa, it's like the penis is right in front of me. You guys mind giving me a sec? And the only 4DX experience I had was with Fall Guy, which was neat, but I don't think I would ever do it again unless like a group of friends were dying to do so. But this, I only got a sliver of the caviar, but I would come back for this. It probably helps that I like the movie too. And they weren't like, ladies and gentlemen, Strangers Chapter 2. Although I would jump at the opportunity to watch even a decent horror movie with this experience. Now I'm gonna rewind a bit as to how I even got here. And if you just wanna hear about Thunderbolts, I'll timestamp it. So I get an email. You're invited to be one of the first to experience ScreenX with an exclusive Thunderbolts premiere. 2 things. I haven't heard about ScreenX, like I told you, and I hadn't heard about Thunderbolts either. I've been out of the loop Marvel-wise. I know you probably hear this a bunch. Oh, after Endgame, I just started jerking off a lot. I had to Google it. Phase 3 ended with Endgame and Far From Home. I watched them. Phase 4, I only saw No Way Home. And Phase 5, I saw Thunderbolts. So it's safe to say there's probably a good little bundle of context that I refuse to acknowledge. But hey, this sounds sick. I'm down. A little back and forth in the emails, and then I start to think, wait a minute. This email seems real. The email address seems to check out. Why do I feel off about this? They didn't mention me by name at all, which I thought was peculiar, because it's described as a special media and magical movie reward member screening. Special media, you say? I'm flattered. I'll tell you why I wasn't exactly sold on that descriptor though. Now, have I gotten reached out to, offered certain opportunities because of what I do? Yes. Have some of them involved the film industry? Yes. Is it far less than you may imagine? Also yes. I primarily comedically dunk on a lot of movies. I would imagine that demographic isn't exactly sought out by production studios. So whenever I do get invited to something, it's really cool and I am thankful. But I still didn't buy that I was special media because they didn't even mention my channel or anything really. They were just like, all right, you're RSVP'd. Under what name? Who am I? Because other similar emails I've gotten have always addressed me directly in one way or another. So then I thought, is it because I'm a magical movie reward member? There's no shot. That has to be for like the A-list gooners that have been going to the movies every other day for like 4 years. That's also not me. I almost wasn't gonna go because I was so unsure about it, but I was like, wait a minute. This invite says that they'll have hors d'oeuvres before the screening. I'm willing to make some adjustments in my schedule for some free pretzels. I am, in fact, easily convinced. Especially by free food and or drinks. FOMO would be the death of me. Let's roll, baby. So after a long drive filled with obnoxious traffic, Addison, you gotta figure that shit out, by the way. I pull up to a packed theater. I sheepishly walk in and wait a bit to see where I'm supposed to go until I hear, Mr. Gigi! You gotta call me twice, excuse me, guys. It turns out, Eric, the very kind manager that he is, personally had me invited to the screening, which answered 1,000 questions in one fell swoop. But hell yeah, thanks, man. Big shout out to him. That was really cool of him. So I pulled up late. I had cold pizza. I'm not complaining. Shit was free. Got a free drink, free popcorn. You spoil me, ScreenX. What are you gonna get me next? Gold-plated shoes. They did give us a little bag with their press releases, a little poster, and stickers. Some of them Chicago themed, like, don't you dare add ketchup. ScreenX. First off, shout out the new Pope. Number 2, not only do I ask for no mustard, but I also add the ketchup. ScreenX. Then I dip it in Malort. They have a mini presentation, allow us to record teasers, but they very much warn us. If you even pull out your phone during the actual presentation, you will get swiftly booted. And it's because the screening was on Tuesday, the week the Thunderbolts was supposed to release. This was top secret shit. I had one of the earliest screenings possible in the United States, and I still released my review over 2 weeks later. Everybody already beat me to it. Timely uploads are for pussies. It's funny because the presenter kept alluding to big security guards, and I thought it was just like a running joke until I actually focused on the sides and realized, oh my god, that's the warlock of a man that I walked past in the bathroom. You know cartoons where the gag is that their head is cut off because they're so fucking big? That was that guy. When I was leaving the bathroom, I said excuse me to his nipples. They weren't fucking around, and I fully understand why. So real quick, the movie finishes, and they're actually holding like testimonials outside, where I guess you talk about Thunderbolts and the ScreenX experience with the backdrop and everything, and they can use you for promotional footage, which honestly looked cool because I'd never done anything like that. But I also wasn't going to wait in this very long line to do that also, because with driving, the presentation, the movie, and the drive back, it was already going to be like 5+ hours, and I not only had a video deadline that I was crunching for at the time, but I also didn't want my poor dogs to piss and shit all over the house while I was gone. So I left. Glad I went. Thunderbolts. This should be relatively quick. I'll start non-spoiler, warn you when it changes. It's really cringe because on my way back home, I wanted to record some of my fresh thoughts on my phone, so I hit the record button and I spoke for like 6 minutes, and then I put the music back on. And if you are curious to hear my insight, here you go. Oh, what's that? You're fucking stupid? Correct. I guess because of the way my music was connected, it didn't record any sound. So there's just a 6-minute black screen in my camera roll. Glad I did that, and then decided to consciously erase all the thoughts I had because I was like, they're saved in the phone. Good to go. Quick reminder for the Dumbo Jumbos, I don't know anything I should probably know going into this movie. I'm assuming all of these characters have been introduced in one way or another. So Thunderbolts is an unconventional team of anti-heroes coming together to whoop some hiney. I very much enjoyed my watch. There were some fight sequences that made me raise my eyebrows like, wait, hold on. That was kind of fucking sick. More of that. For not knowing these characters, the movie still managed to make me care about them, their backstory. Like, if you're also in the same boat as me, I think the movie had dickheads like us in mind, so we're not just, you know, in La La Land. Got a fair amount of chuckles out of me. A lot of the typical Marvel quips. If that's more your style of humor, you will love it. Like the woman sitting next to me, fucking couldn't get enough of it. That just happened. Belly laugh. I never once felt bored like the movie was dragging. Even caught me off guard to the places we went. Also, I just gotta say, for me, the women stole the show on this one. Florence Pugh playing Yelena, I think she killed it. Hannah John Kamen playing Ghost, I guess she was in the Ant-Man movies. I also never watched those, but in this movie, I thought, that's the coolest fucking hero there. I want more of her, on screen, in fights. I want to learn more about Ghost, but I refuse to watch the Ant-Man movies. And Julia Dreyfus is in here? I'm sure she was in another movie first, but to me, I was just like, Elaine, get back to the apartment, silly. But I appreciate what she brought to this. I'll talk some spoilers now. As I'm sure most have seen now, the Thunderbolts title had a little asterisk on it, and that's because they are indeed the new Avengers. I know some of you weren't able to experience that reveal in theaters because it just kind of spread like wildfire online. If you're delaying on watching a massive movie, just don't even bother going on social media, especially if you're going to like Twitter's For You tab. You're begging for spoilers. Like, I still haven't seen Sinners, and I think I know everything about the movie already. We begin with most of our heroes being sent on one final assassination mission. And the meme is that Elaine, Valentina, sent this one to kill this one and that one to kill that one. And they don't understand that for a bit, so they're all just busy whooping each other's ass. And Ghost, being the badass she is, actually kills her target. Which I don't know who this poor schmuck is. Taskmaster? Hate that name. Don't you put a task in front of me, because I'll do it. I guess she was in Black Widow and she stopped a bullet with her amygdala. We start to see that whenever Bob, this random patient left over at the headquarters they're fighting at, touches somebody, he gives them a one-way ticket to Traumaville. Which, man, that sounds way worse when I just said it out loud just now. They get thrown into like a trance, being forced to witness something really shitty they did in their past. Editor, play the clip. Now that's a good clip. Sorry, wardrobe change. Your boy's going Hollywood. The psychological drama we mix into this superhero film is very welcome. Bob, who I thought was just gonna be comedy relief at first, is going through some shit. My guy used to be pen pals with meth and just never really found his purpose, fell into a void. And he ends up being our villain, Sentry. Turns out he's the result of Elaine's sketchy human experiments. Which, by the way, hearing Elaine say Yelena a bunch of times had me in a fucking spin cycle. Stop saying your own name. So, Sentry is OP, and even that's an understatement. Described as being stronger than the entire Avengers crew. Now, I love the scene where the T-Bolts, I call them T-Bolts, try to attack Sentry for the first time. I usually don't like, oh, this guy's too strong. He's just gonna swat you all away as you all take turns attacking him like idiots. But he's able to stop Bucky's bullets, right? Which, by the way, Bucky's in this. I've never given a stinky shit about Bucky, but he's cool here, I guess. He was also my main for the 3 weeks I played Rivals. Editor played clip. You wanna stop letting Iron Man dip their balls in your mouth? But he stops the bullets, and instead of crushing them or having them drop to the floor or something, he throws them back, and then US Agent dives in with his shield to block Bucky, which I thought looked really good. I don't know, the sparks on the shield, the sound of the impact, they both go flying back into the wall because not only are they bullets, but they're being flicked by this above God enigma, so there's even more impact. It sounds so stupid to gush over something like that, but it's the little things for me. Also, I love Bucky's first attempt to get at him because he comes in with a knife trying to pull off some slick moves, and he still underestimated him because right after he misses his last slash, he quick draws his pistol and fires right into his dome, standing still as if like, got your ass. Like a tricky fatality, only to have Sentry behind him now. Bazinga. He gets uppercut, Sentry catches him in the air, and then punches him down. I guess the choreography was just fun, is what I'm trying to say. It's weird having this movie end the way it does because I'm so used to the big boss battle at the end, right? They all team up and somehow defeat the undefeatable in this epic battle. But that's not this movie. After a failed attempt at a kill switch for Sentry, the void we speak of takes over and starts to swallow everything in its path. But that's enough about your mother. Hey. Yelena takes a dive into the abyss, trying to reach Bob. I capitalized Bob in the script, and I wanted to say B.O.B., so I just wanted to quickly shout out B.O.B. That was my first concert, B.O.B. and J. Cole concert. Fun fact. Write that down. Bob, because that's the person they need right now. This is his darkness, fucking destroying the city. We get some trippy visuals. Yelena facing a lot of her own demons, and the crew eventually decides to dive in with her. Bob violently lashes out at his darkness, only feeding it more, having it grow stronger. Beating it down, shoving it down isn't gonna solve anything, Bob. Babaruski. So the T-Bolts, I call them T-Bolts, after realizing this, run down and give Bob a hug. Just a big old, come here, you rascal. Letting him know that they're there for them and he is not alone. And rainbows and sunshine follow, friendship, the day is saved. I'm purposely making it sound corny, but it truly is a nice little moment, and I'm happy with that ending. I don't know why they don't beat Elaine's ass at the end, because they all trail her like they're gonna do it, and then she sneakily gets on a hot mic and announces them as the new Avengers to the news and city. And everyone's like, yes! And they're like, I guess. I mean, she's still evil as shit. She set them all up to kill each other. She brought an army to ensure they died. She then manipulated Sentry into killing them without flinching, but she told the city that, and the best Yelena had in that moment was whispering in her ear something like, you know we own you now, right? And I guess you got her number, but just out her. We're the new Avengers, sure. I'm glad that the city is able to look up to a group of anti-heroes with a great past. But let's file some paperwork and get this lady in a cell at the very least. Thoughts? The newspaper headlines at the end are basically imitating us. So these guys think they could just be called the Avengers, huh? Who even are these guys? Not my Avengers. What happened to that one guy? The Hulk. Psst. That's when America was great. The post-credit scene then teasing at a Fantastic Four crossover. I just wanted to give you the time to applaud, which I guess if I liked this movie, I should watch that one now, right? Or maybe not. I'll see you in Phase 9. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, gamer subs, code Mr. GG 10% off, and as always, I am Mr. GG, and I am out.